Good evening, everybody. This is our week 2 discussion. And this one, I kind of struggled with this one a little bit because, so question 1, give examples that illustrate the 3 characteristics of your own culture as personal, historical, and contextual. So for this one, was struggling for the longest time before making this video because I'm adopted. I know my biological parents, but I do not know my history whatsoever. I was adopted into predominantly white family, so that is like white American family that and that's how I grew up, in a very Americanized, just kind of, I guess I wouldn't say there's culture, a little bit of culture, but just very, very standard American family. And so I don't really know a lot about my own culture personally, but other than what I grew up with. So just here in the United States, the same thing historically. I don't know very much. I know very little. My grandparents, my great-grandparents, adopted great-grandparents, owned it was about 100 acres of farmland, and they did that, and we all live still in the same area here in Oregon. That, like, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, and then my great-uncle and my family, we all live in the same area and have for the past 100 years, which that's pretty cool. But that's kind of the extent of history that I know. Contextually, I would say that even though me and my siblings, we lived the same life, obviously this is something I really took from our reading and the video, is that even though we lived the same life, we did the same holidays, we celebrated the same things, we did a lot of things as a family, but the way life was lived was very different. As growing up as the only African American in my family, and then also growing up with white siblings, the way I viewed life was different, the way I experienced life was different. The things, they could go do things that I couldn't do, or they could say things I couldn't say. So just things that colored people in general do have to deal with. That's how contextual is a bit different for me. Question number 2, I think I kind of just answered it, discuss how it impacts the way you communicate with others. I don't think it really affects the way that I communicate with others, because I just view everybody is different and accept that. I had to come to terms with that when I was younger, because I wanted to be like everybody I was growing up with. I wanted to have the different hair, have the exception and things like that. So I think that is how it affected me, was just that I decided to kind of change my view and accept everybody all the time and be more open to it. Question number 3 for describe what is meant by cultural universal, and how do you pinpoint such, and what might a cultural universal include? So I think about this universal, the universe meaning everybody. Culturally, what is universal? The one place I've traveled was South Africa. That was the most amazing experience I had, thinking that I was going to fit in, but I didn't. I actually stuck out like a sore thumb, which was kind of cool, but not. But one thing between there and here is family. Family is huge, and no matter where you go, family is a big deal. And I think universally that is what kind of connects us culturally, is that we all have some sort of family aspect, family traditions and things like that. So that's the one universal thing. One contextual thing I want to bring up again is that when I was in Africa, one thing that we don't do here in the United States is really recognizing other people as human beings. So I can't remember what the saying was in Swahili, but one thing that it means is just that I see you. So one thing we do here in the United States is that we say, hi, how are you? But a lot of the times the answer is just, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good, I'm fine. But it's not anything deep. We don't get deep into how we actually feeling. If someone says, hi, how are you? And then sometimes I've heard people say, do you want the real answer? And the real answer is much deeper than that. But in Africa, in South Africa, it was when you see somebody, you are recognizing they are human and that they are in front of you, and you are saying, I see you. I see that you're acknowledging me, and I'm acknowledging that you are human. And I think that that is something that we don't have here in the United States, and that I think would be amazing to make people feel seen. We're so used to walking down the street and like not making eye contact, but yeah, so that's one big thing. Sorry, I kind of went back to question 2 there, but I'm excited to hear everybody else's responses. Have a great day. Bye.